But now I can happily report that I have a wonderful girlfriend. We're really aligned in terms of our values and goals. And I'm actually in a very secure and stable corporate role at the moment, whilst being able to explore avenues related to my life coaching qualification.
I'm so happy that you wanted to join me today because I wanted to check in with you to see how you've been since we last worked together. So we've worked together for two periods of time. The first period you focused on love and relationships. And can you tell me a little bit about what you were struggling with in terms of that? What did you not find?
I had two challenges I was looking to address. The first was around being able to hold down a job in light of COVID and economic uncertainty. And the second challenge I had was finding a life partner, somebody to really move forward with, build a relationship with, and grow together in a healthy and meaningful way. I think I had a pattern that I managed to identify across my love life, which was typically going for emotionally unavailable, avoidant attachment style type women. And whilst this was good in the sort of short to mid-term, I think longer term, I found that I just wasn't being true to myself, and these relationships were breaking down through no one's fault per se, but I was looking for something more long lasting. So I knew that I had to change the pattern within myself in terms of that point of attraction and who I was bringing into my life in a romantic sense. And with regards to my work, it has been really, really choppy over the last few years. So whether it was restructuring organizations or getting into the workplace, and the job that I'd actually signed up for was something completely different, then all the challenges around COVID, being in a digital marketing environment, meant that I was not having that continuity from a professional standpoint that I've really been seeking over the last few years.
Mm. So when we were working together, how did you find our sessions, my style of coaching and energy healing? How did you experience that as a client?
Sure. I mean, I think you were really good at making me feel kind of comfortable and at ease. I felt quite relaxed. We did various like meditations together and affirmations that I found really useful and helpful. And you really helped me set the scene and contextualize these two, I guess, patterns. And then we had like a very clear plan in terms of how we were going to achieve my ultimate goals, both in my love life and my professional life.
Mm, thank you. And now, if you were to describe now how things go, so I can preface with I was so delighted a while ago when you sent me a message saying, "Hey, I now have the girlfriend that I was manifesting when I was working with you. So I know that what you're doing works. Now, can you please help me find a job that will be stable and where I will be happy?"
Yeah, exactly. And the path has been really, really challenging. But I find myself now in a position where I've taken a role which I've stepped down a level in terms of my level of seniority. And that's really allowed me to kind of over deliver in terms of the work that I'm doing on a day to day basis. And throughout my nearly 6 month tenure now at that organization, I've proved myself with a lot of the skills that I've acquired over the years. But I feel valued, I feel seen, I feel appreciated. And I'm working really hard to kind of prove and reinforce that. But I feel more confident within myself. And I think it's that career confidence piece, which incidentally I'm actually coaching on as well as part of a professional coaching program that I'm running at the moment. It's really helped me just to grow into my role, understand who I am, and just be authentically myself at the workplace, which has really helped me to succeed.
I love hearing this. This makes me so happy for you.
Thank you.
And what about your relationship? Who is this girl and what's she like?
She's absolutely fantastic. We've been together since July of last year. Again, it's very much like from a values perspective and in terms of our mid and long term goals, we're very much on the same page. We're having really open and transparent conversations, and we're not afraid to dive into topics that could bring up some conflict. And we're using nonverbal communication to actually really mitigate some of those challenges. But she's really, really open. She's really kind. I've got a really clear sense of where we're going. And I think in a dating landscape that can be really convoluted, you've got the paradox of choice where everyone's looking for somebody better. We're both really committed to forging the way forward together in like a healthy and meaningful way. We've got a broad circle of friends now, which is really, really nice. And we both feel really empowered to be authentically ourselves. We're not hiding any aspects of our personality or our character. So it feels really, really good. And I think we share a mutual love of travel. We've just come back from a great road trip to the US, and there'll be plenty more traveling opportunities on the horizon. So it's a really good feeling.
It sounds really amazing, and it really sounds like the goal you set when we first started working together on the kind of relationship that you want. So, yeah, she definitely sounds like your dream person.
Yeah, it's been a really great start to the relationship, and I feel really enthusiastic and confident about the future together.
What would you say her attachment style is?
Her attachment style is definitely not avoidant. I think we're moving towards secure, both of us. That's
Mm,
certainly a goal.
mm,
Um, Working on really sort of healthy habits,
mm,
and making sure that we're giving each other space to kind of grow and develop, and work on some of our own professional goals as well, and just being very supportive. But I'd say we're both
mm,
working towards secure attachment styles at the moment.
mm. Yeah, I think what you're saying is so important, and the fact that you have awareness of how you're how you're interacting with each other, and awareness of that, and that you have those difficult conversations so that you can grow together. That's really, really cool.
Hugely. We're really not afraid to tackle some of the bigger challenges that I think anyone who's 40 plus typically has. Not afraid of conflict, but I think the important part is how we identify root causes and move forward together.
I also love what you're saying about both of you being able to be authentically yourselves in the relationship, pursuing other, interests and work and all of those other things, other goals you also have. So that sounds wonderful.
Yeah, well, something that we're really keen on is activities. She's quite sporty and also she's very artistic. So we did like a pottery making workshop recently. And I was a little afraid because I haven't stepped foot inside like a ceramics kind of workshop since I got into trouble when I was 14 with my art teacher. But actually, that experience was really, really lovely. And we made some great pottery that's very bespoke and we'll remember that special moment. So I think having activities as part of like a healthy dating lifestyle is really, really important. Similarly, some of my social pursuits, she's jumped on board with. So I feel really happy that I've been able to bring her into my social arena, which is super important to me as a pretty hardcore extrovert.
Yes, you are, and you have like the biggest network of people I've ever seen anyone have. So I bet that's important to you that she can share some of that.
Yeah, I mean, the people I date are typically more introverted than me, which isn't very difficult. But she's certainly embraced my social life with open arms, which is a big plus.
I love it. I have another question about how I'm combining coaching and energy healing. So on the one hand, I'm helping you figure out what you want and figure out some good action steps and so on. But I'm also working with energy healing, working on the subconscious mind, clearing emotional baggage, and actually changing your beliefs instantly. How did you find that combination?
That combination has been incredibly effective for me. Certainly in the session we had around the professional piece and turning some of my subconscious thoughts around, I'm not good enough for this job, I'm not worthy. The transition was quite quick to actually get rid of some of that baggage and move towards a more aligned future for myself. So I think those two modalities together have been a really good fit for me.
Wonderful. Would you like to tell me a bit about, because since we've been working together, you've actually educated yourself to become a coach yourself. So do you want to tell me a bit about your coaching business and your plans for the future?
Sure. What I think I was very inspired by you and the coaching business. Obviously, you're quite a few years ahead of me, but after, I guess, lots of upheaval in my life, the loss of my father, frequently changing jobs, COVID, and a clavicle break in 2021, I decided that I wanted to move towards more of a coaching based role. So I signed up to the Jay Shetty certification school in November of 23. No, in November of 22, and I graduated in April of 23. So I've been a certified life coach for about a year now. I've decided to focus on career, so career progression, career transition, career confidence. So currently, I have a portfolio of clients who are looking to make moves within the professional sector. Whether you're an entrepreneur or you're going down the corporate route, I'm building up my program at the moment tailored towards driving some of those key goals. So my website is coachingbyjoe.com, and I'm rolling out a new raft of offers and promos going into autumn this year.
All right, I'll be sure to put a link to that in the description so that people can check out your website. Is there anything else that we haven't covered that you would like to add? Or is there anything you'd like to say to someone who is considering working with me and maybe is a bit on the fence?
I think one of the great things about working with you is you've got that initial kind of chemistry discovery call just to find out whether it's a match, whether you are compatible. But I think that everyone can benefit from your coaching because everyone's stuck with something or moving one step forward and two steps back. So I would advise to hop on a chemistry call to find out what those needs are. And again, with your portfolio of offerings, I think you'll have someone for something for everyone for, to actually help them grow and be the best versions of themselves and ditch some of that baggage instantly to help them move forward with their goals and their dreams.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming on the call. Thank you for taking the time to help me with this and to help anyone who is considering working with me make a good decision.